All right, this is the Max and Chet show.
Hello.
You might notice something a little different on our voices.
We hit puberty.
Yeah, we hit puberty. What happened, and I actually have two things that happened. I have something before I've already shared with Max here. Someone sold us on the idea of getting our voices down to normal, but let me tell you what happened first. I was showing this to a buddy of mine, and I saw it's this show we do, and he says, it sounds like, like bitching chipmunks or something. And I didn't think of anything of it at the time, but yeah, that can be probably kind of obnoxious. But the point that our friend had made is that, he asked one simple question. He goes, "Have you ever seen that show Fred?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have."
That's what you said to me too. You go,
Yeah.
"Have you ever seen the show Fred?" And I said, "Oh, all right, we're not doing it anymore."
Right. So yeah, we're doing our normal voices. Ironically enough, though, I woke up with a pretty sore throat, so this isn't quite my normal voice. I think it's a lot better than when I woke up. This morning I was like, "I'm sexy and I know it," So, anyways.
That's hilarious.
But yeah.
Oh, but I hate Fred on so many levels.
Can't stand Fred. I couldn't believe it. My kids were watching it. I'm like, what?
Oh, I know. My kids never wanted to ever hurt a minor in my life, except for Fred.
So I had to take it a little easy today. I wanted to, these are real special nights for me when I arrange these with Max, but because I'm a little under the weather, I had to kind of go light here. I'm drinking some Boone's Farm Blue Hawaiian flavored apple wine product.
Boone's Farm. He's drinking Boone's Farm. It's not even considered booze.
Yeah,
it's like 3-point-something% alcohol. Like, that's not even a beer.
I had a Kyoki coffee during dinner, so that kind of.
That was like 3 hours ago.
Yeah, well, I'm a little dehydrated. My throat's a little scratched up, so. Yeah.
Anyways. Boom, I'm just saying, he's drinking Boone's Farm, and I got a 32 of Miller High Life, so whatever. Alright, so, anyways, we just had a quick pause there, so I don't know what the hell we were just talking about.
I don't either. I was trying to remember.
We were just
struggling.
Yeah, we're talking about Trans-Siberian Orchestra now, so I don't know.
Yeah, we moved on. I think we were talking about.
I was complaining about your choice of beverage. I think is what I was.
Oh yeah, probably. But like I said, I'm kind of a little bit under the weather, so
he is sanding his JJ.
Yeah, I can't really go too hardcore on this, but something else I want to mention about the voice thing. The guy that told me the Fred thing, he said that I have like a distinct voice, and I've heard that before. Of course, when I listen to it, it sounds like I'm holding my nose to me, but I suppose that's with everyone. They always sound more nasal when they hear themselves.
I sound like a crazy high-pitched squirrel.
To me, I think you sound like Dave Chappelle, is what I think you sound, where you're like, I'm not Chris Rock! I can't do it without squeaking since I have my own voice problems today. He also said, I said, well, we do this show, and I said, but it's not about politics. And he thought I was crazy. He's like, you're so politically driven, and I'm like, I'm also. It's just kind of a weird. Like, I feel like I'm right about everything, but I'm also really pissed off about everything. So I really wouldn't wish it upon anybody, But that does remind me. I wanted to read a statement because my teacher had said, she's like talking about freaking healthcare, and she's like, do we really want the same pricing system for our Walmart, that we have at Walmart for our healthcare? And like, she said it like it was a bad thing, but I'm like, yes, of course we do. And I might not get a great grade on this thing that I sent her for this, big healthcare paper, where I kind of essentially turn that into one of the subheadings, something she said, and then I kind of mock it and say, no, of course that's what we want. But let me, I wanted to read at least that section of this paper. Okay. Oh, by the way, I did solve the healthcare crisis entirely. I guess I'm going to roll into politics here. I solved it entirely. The healthcare, everything can be fixed. All you have to do is not get sick.
Boom.
Boom.
Anyways, problem solved.
Problem solved. But I did want to read
this. The doctors could retire. Close down some hospitals. Save billions of dollars. Billions. Get out of debt.
Do we really want the same price system at Walmart as our healthcare? And of course I said, yes, of course we do. There are 3 primary problems at Walmart. People dress like freaks or forget to put pants on. Navigating the parking lot. The demand for low prices sends jobs overseas, which is, quote, creative destruction or a disaster, depending on your point of view. What Walmart has is many things our healthcare does not. Low prices, accessible to everyone, despised by the elites, satisfied customers, little or no government subsidies. Walmart does lobby and get some laws passed to pass costs on to banks and so forth, but generally they don't get subsidized. Low price of entry. Walmart is not the place where well-to-do snooty people go. It is where the poor, the average, and the above average. It is available to everyone. The thought of our healthcare being as convenient as Walmart is idealistic, and there are no small steps to arrive from here to there. This is an example, however, of healthcare utopia, depending on your point of view. I would like to mention here that Walmart's $4 generic plan changed the prescription industry with some creative destruction in areas of pharmaceutical companies. So anyways, a little work at Genius there where I mock my professor and probably won't get too great of a grade on this, but they can kiss my butt. What do you think there, Max, about Walmart and healthcare?
I don't go to doctors, so
yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I've so far never had to have a surgery. Never broke a bone. Never spent the night in a hospital.
Me beat.
I just don't go to doctors, so that's where that's my standpoint on it. Stay the fuck away from doctors.
That's great. That's great.
Like you said, don't get sick.
Don't get sick. Now, I had a shoulder sprain. Here's one thing. I didn't put this in my essay. I should have thought of it. One thing that drives healthcare up is the requirement by employers that you get a doctor's note on your 3rd day of calling in sick.
Yeah.
Think of how many people would not go to the doctor, just call in sick for that 4th day. But I was in this predicament where I played football and I sprained my shoulder. And I knew it was a sprain. I knew it would heal, but I had to.
Now, you had to go to the doctor because of your employment.
Right, I did. After 3 days, they're like, well, if I called in again, I would have gotten fired. So I went in. I thought I had a certain health insurance, and the doctor thought I had, so she went ahead and ran up a bunch of pills on that health insurance. I did not have that health insurance. And so it cost me, it would have been so much cheaper just to get fired. It really would have saved me a lot of money to just get fired.
At the time, did they have the $4 the $4 thing at Walmart?
Yeah.
Pill plan? Did you go to the $4 pill plan?
Oh, no. I was, see, the thing was I had to do x-rays, and I was like the 4th person to get x-rayed for playing football on Turkey Day, and the doctor showed me some exercises to do with it, but it really wasn't that bad. I mean, it was like $800 worth of doctor bills, and then I paid it like 6 years later. But
fucking doctors.
It's just an example of, I don't know why I went to, but the thing was, she put me on light duty also, so here's the thing, for like 2 weeks, and so I go, and she's like saying, yeah, you can just, flip burgers. That's what I did. I flipped burgers, right? She goes, you can just do it with your working arm. And I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense. I brought that to my boss, and he thought it was like the most funniest thing he'd ever heard in his life, and he sent me home. And then I didn't get to work for 2 weeks. So it really would have been cheaper for me to just spend that 2 weeks job hunting and pretend like it wasn't sprained or whatever, but anyways.
That's funny.
That's my healthcare story. But even after, that horrible predicament, I do not feel like someone should have paid it for me or something silly like that. I mean, it's not exactly open heart surgery that would have cost me $100,000 either.
Well, I saw this thing on TV where it vary, like surgeries vary, like from hospital to hospital.
Right.
Like a common surgery of like having your, I think it's appendicitis or appendix removed or something. It's probably pretty common. But
let me throw this out. I'm going to guess the numbers are like maybe $2,000 on the low end and like $45 on the high end or something crazy like that.
Not even close. It was like low end. I think it was like around $15,000.
Jeez.
High end $150,000.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's a big difference. I mean, $15,000, or you can get into an airplane and fly to another city. The money you'd spend on the airplane and a week in a motel recouping or whatever is still cheaper than spending $15,000 to $150,000. You know,
that's
what I'm
why
saying?
you know another thing this professor said that I just totally disagree with. This person like has a PhD, all right, but she says that the price of green beans at the local supermarket is very similar to the same pricing system we have in healthcare. I'm like, I don't think so. We all know how much green beans cost. It's driven by consumers. If you charge $5,000 for a can of green beans, no one's going to buy it. But you don't know how much appendicitis costs.
And you know what?
Excuse me, appendectomy.
It's not even close. Like, because the people running the food industry right now is paying these migrant workers less than what it costs. They pay the migrant workers less than what it costs to sell this stuff. I mean, or whatever. They're paying these migrant workers so little that they're allowed to sell these items out of season for such low prices.
Right.
That's why you can have a nice, pretty tomato in the middle of January in this blizzard. You know.
Right.
I mean, because they're shipped here and sprayed with a chemical while they're green, and they ripen on the way here from another country.
But it's related.
It has nothing to do with it.
It's related to the consumer. The consumer does not pay like a fraction of the price of the tomato, and then some other company, and then maybe your employer kicks in a
down the rest of my grocery bill. No.
Yeah. So on one, the prices are related to the consumer. On the other, you know, I don't know. Everyone always thinks I'm some kind of crazed
deductible.
Everyone thinks I'm some kind of crazed anarchist when I go about these things, but one guy says, "Oh, you know, the free market incentive has people dying, and you know, death and destruction, selling to people getting rich off death and people dying, and how horrible it is." And I'm like, "Well, why don't you just move to South Korea then? Ain't nobody makes any money off the people dying over there, you know."
They just die.
Right, but and then he says, "Well, what about all these other countries?" And I'm like, "Well, there's still free market incentive, you know, maybe not a whole lot of it, less in some places than others. But North Korea is the only spot where there's no incentive. There's not a lot of people getting rich off the dead, you know."
Stupid.
It's crazy.
I don't think I'm drunk enough.
Yeah, but all this booze ain't taking me there too fast. But
I'm trying to drink this 32 ounces as fast as I can, but
kind of. Well, the other since I hit the healthcare thing and we're getting into the politics and everything, I might as well mention some jerk has signed me up for the Mitt Romney campaign email.
I think you thought it was me or something. You sent me like this angry text message.
I sent you a text like, if I ever, you know, this person better hope they don't meet me in the dark alley.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, what?
Here's the thing I was expecting back from you was like an LOL, that's funny, or something. But you're like,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, you're like, oh, are you accusing me of this? Is what I get out of that.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like all of a sudden in one text is like, Mitt Romney email, and I'll beat the person in a back alley. That's what I get. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Oh, man, it's horrible.
I could have thrown a what the fuck you talking about LOL, but I mean.
I have these, you know, I have candidates that I would want to win that are not named Mitt Romney, and I don't get email from them either. You know, I want their email. Keep your email.
Oh.
It's not like you know, I may be white, but I'm not freaking 60 years old yet, so you can freaking quit emailing me.
Mitt Romney. Roxy says we should start a Facebook page.
Yes, she does. And
Max and Chet Facebook page.
That's an interesting idea. Maybe we should.
Maybe we'll start a Max and Chet Facebook page.
Chet Morton has a.
Chet Morton does have.
I have a Facebook
I thought about starting one.
I do have one.
Then I just got lazy and didn't.
I started one right around my birthday on April 1st. We got 50 minutes left of filler. We'll try
50?
Seconds. By minutes, I meant seconds.
By minutes, I meant seconds. Hours, I meant days. Years, I meant microseconds. So shut your face hole.
That's right.
We have 32 eons left.
Yes. An eon is just a moment of time. Well, no, eon's a lengthy one. Era. We have 25 eras left. I might have screwed up on that public policy page. I don't think you're supposed to like crack jokes and stuff. I think it's supposed to be like a legal document, but I only write to entertain. Anyways, this is Max and Chet signing out.
Peace out.